sando. I'm just going to put sando and tomato sando. So that's what we're making today. Because it's hot. And we want cool stuff. And very little cooking if we can avoid it. So we're going in with a cup of water in the Instant Pot. Just enough basically to cover the bottom. I'm putting in a basket just because I have found when I use a basket like that, it makes it a lot easier to not bust the eggs apart. I don't know why, but it does. Was going to do a dozen, but I've got 15. So guess what? We're doing 15 because I don't want to put 3 of them back. Easy peasy. We're going to pop these in here. Normally I let them come up to room temperature. I completely forgot about the eggs when I was getting things out to make everything. So that's because I didn't want to get them out too early. But c'est la vie. So we're going to get those in there so we can get them going because I would like to get these made within the hour if possible. That's always the goal, right? Get us done in an hour. And this one doesn't want to come out. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but if you wet your fingers, you can't get them out of here and you wet your fingers, it makes your fingers a little more sticky. At least in the US. I don't know what the situation would be with eggs in the UK. So, or outside the US. I know we do our eggs differently, so I do not pretend to know. So I'm going to put this over here so we can throw that into recycle in a little bit. And then I'm going to get this thing started so that we're going to cook it for 6 minutes. Get on there, buddy. Okay, whenever I have a problem, I always make sure that I've got my... There we go. So, hey, Ruby. Oh, yeah, it's a hot one, isn't it? We got about the same, I think, here. So I'm going to do manual. That's why when I saw that was coming, I wanted to make sure that we were doing something kind of cool, to make today. But then I also made the mistake of getting things out to make summer sausage, and that has to cook for 4 hours. Oh, so that's going to warm up the kitchen a bit. But I'll do it early in the morning. I'll cook it early in the morning so we don't have to deal with it. I'm going to put it together tomorrow, and or maybe later tonight. I don't know. We'll have to see. We wish we're on ice, right? Speaking of which, sip, sip. Okay. Then the other thing we're going to do, I made an almond loaf, which was funny because IT guy tried it, and he said, this should be a sweetbread. So, and it's funny, as much as I might complain about the weather right now, I prefer this to like the teens. So I always say I'd rather have it. I am a warm weather girl. So, but I made this almond bread. It's actually pretty good. Again, my family doesn't like it as much as I do, but they can eat regular bread. So correct me if I'm wrong. Are you a gardener too, Ruby? Because that's what I'm most worried about is my garden. I got to make sure I get out there, and I didn't make it out there this morning to water, but I think starting tomorrow I'm going to water twice a day. So we're going to make 2 different sandwiches actually. So I'm going to cut 4 pieces of bread, and then because this stuff is not cheap because you're making it with almond meal. So yes, I can have apple butter. So that would be a good idea. You're very right about that on this bread. I don't know if IT guy likes apple butter or not. But for some reason, nobody's really big on jelly. I used to love jelly. I don't eat a lot of it anymore because of watching my sugar, but every once in a while, it tastes so good, right? So there's our bread. Next up, cream cheese. I'm going to use a fork. They tell you can use a mixer. No, thank you. I have enough dishes that I'm making today. I don't need to add mixer to it. Fork's a lot easier. So I got that warmed up in the microwave so it was easier to deal with. We're going to do some pepper, just a little bit. Salt, again, just a little bit. I'll be the only one eating this probably, so. Is it Della or Delia? Delia. Sorry, Delia. Sorry, my grandmother's name was Della, so I got a little excited there for a second. Anyway, brand new celery seed. And my recipe did not call for celery seed, but I'm trying to put a little celery seed into my diet. So I'm going to sneak it into my cucumber sandwich. Improvisation, right? We all do it. All right, I'm going to do just a little bit of the celery seed. It's supposed to be good for blood pressure and sugar, maybe. The recipe calls for fresh dill. I don't have any, so guess what? We're using a little bit of dried. Same thing with chives, calls for fresh. I don't have any. I don't want to cut my chives this late in the day. Not good. So, well, thanks, Delia. You too. It's a Monday. If we can have a good day on a Monday, that's a beautiful thing. So, and then this one called for just a little bit of garlic powder, so I'm going to do that. Little's relative. And a few tablespoons of, yep, that's what we're doing, Carol. We're going to, grated celery would have been great too. It's just for some reason it said celery seed is good for your health. So I thought, okay, I'll add a little bit to the mix for the cucumber sandwiches. Add just a little more. We'll see if I need any more than that. Mixing that up. And I'll save that for myself because that'll be cucumber sandwiches for a couple of days for me, which will be lovely. Now that that's loose, oh, I didn't bring my good stuff over. Hang on. My tools are all across the kitchen. See, I have this thing on top of a cabinet, and during the week when I'm recording, I bring it over and I set it on my table so that everything is within reach. And I forgot to do that, so put that aside and grab one of my whisks. There we go. All right. So anyway, so there we go. Get that all mixed up. Yummy. Yep, I think that's going to be nice to spread. I'll take that last little bit off the spoon. Put that in the sink. Put that aside. And we'll grab our cucumber. So, yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to the new setup, to doing the videos Monday through Thursday again, because then when I'm done on Thursday, I'll shut the kitchen down for filming and I'll have my kitchen back for the weekend. I don't always have that, so I'm gonna grab a knife and just cut the end off here. But then I've got my new handy dandy mandolin chopper combo. Let me wash this. It feels kind of like it might have stuff on it. So, okay, wash off the cucumber. we'll slice it up. So, hey, Joan, welcome in. Royce, we are making deviled eggs, cucumber sandwich and tomato sandwiches. So, making sure this thing is on and heating up, because we'll need about 12 minutes of cook and cool time for that. And then we'll put those together. My father used to make deviled eggs, and curious. Okay. This is the first time I've used this mandolin. So I think that'll be more than enough. I forget I don't have to do that with this one. Again, this is like one of my first time. It was my first time using the mandolin. It's also a chopper. So but look at that, nice and thin. So I'm going to get out a spreader, aka, well, actually, I will get out one of my spreaders. Gonna spread that on, and I'm going to let that. I'm going to put the cucumber on there, and I'm going to let that still sit so that the flavors can meld in there. But then I'll just put my cucumbers on there. Cut a couple of them in half so I can put them on there fully. She's starting to sing. There we go. My Instant Pot's a little older model, so sometimes I have to push down on it to get it to go. Sometimes it goes on its own, but if I can catch it and hear it in the beginning, then if I press down on it, it seals right away, which gets things done faster. So there's our sandwich. I'm going to cut that in half. I'm not going to take the crusts off, which is the traditional way to do it. But then you got your little thin slices of cucumber in there. Put this aside for later. I'll probably just eat those too, although IT guy will help me with these. He loves cucumbers. So actually, my family likes everything I'm making today except for one thing, and I'm about to make it now. Now, this is a Midwest thing. This is a Southern thing. I'm going to make, if you're from the South, I'm about to make you mad. And I'm sorry. But there's a reason for it. I was raised this way. Blame my parents. I'm about to make a tomato sandwich. Now, some people from the South are going to get mad. Some people from the Midwest are going to get mad. Again, I'm going to tell you, it's because I was raised this way. For one, I'm using an heirloom because they didn't have any beefsteak. So, and while that's sitting there, we're gonna what they call marinate these things. Gonna add a little bit of olive oil. You know, I don't usually have it as a sandwich either, Ruby. I usually have my, this isn't the best olive oil for this kind of thing. It's just what was handy. I actually have a better olive oil. If I'd have thought about it, I would have grabbed it. But got a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. And most people put a nice thick layer of mayonnaise on bread. here's where I get controversial. Any ideas what I'm going to put on my bread? This stuff. So I'm going to apologize in advance, and I'm going to tell you, look, when I use mayonnaise, I use Duke's. I'm a smart woman when it comes to mayonnaise. I was raised on tomatoes and Miracle Whip. It's what I've had my whole life. So when I put mayonnaise, if I make a tomato sandwich and I put mayonnaise on it, yeah, a BLT sounds the lettuce and bacon. Exactly. If I make a tomato sandwich, it has to be Miracle Whip. So again, I apologize to those of you in the South who are purists. It's not your mama's tomato sandwich. And I know some people think Miracle Whip in itself is an abomination. You're allowed to have your opinions. Just go ahead. Oh, don't hate me. This is the way I grew up. So that's what we do. Okay, how are we doing over here? We got 3 minutes left, and then we got 6 minutes. Well, you know what? My husband doesn't eat pretty much anything but Miracle Whip. And so I'm not sponsored by either one of them, but my brother moved to Florida in like 1989, and his husband is Southern, and Duke's was it. That was it for him. So my brother turned me on to Duke's. And it's like, because he gave me a pimento cheese recipe. And he's like, you have to make it with Duke's. Don't you dare buy any other mayonnaise. And he was right. It was so good with Duke's. Why would I buy anything else? And while we're waiting, I'm going to try these because, you know, it's summer. I have not had a summer tomato yet. So this is my first summer tomato, and it's an heirloom. So I'm going to start with the cucumber sandwich because it's going to be a little lighter in taste because of the Miracle Whip. There you go. Oh man. Yeah, fried bologna sandwiches are no longer on my repertoire because of cholesterol issues, but oh, I used to love them. But I used to put on my fried bologna sandwiches, this is terrible, fried bologna, American cheese. On one side, you put potato chips and crunch them down. On the other side, you put pickles. So it was quite the deal. So that was how I ate a fried bologna sandwich. Mm. You got to go with the way you were raised, you know? And I think those of us in the, what would I call us, the lower Midwest, that Ohio, Indiana, and parts of Illinois, I think we're more on the Miracle Whip side of things. I'm telling you guys, this is so good and so simple. Like I said, it was cream cheese, salt, pepper. I added a little celery seed, some chives, some dill, fresh if you've got it, dried if you don't, and a little bit of garlic powder. Now, again, traditionally, crusts are cut off. This is homemade bread. I'm not cutting off the crust. Yes, chips. Chips on a sandwich. I probably should have grabbed some for this. So, such a Midwest thing, I think. So, there you go, Brittany. Make yourself a sandwich. Make yourself happy. Whatever you want to put on it. I know people probably put hot sauce on it. Y'all know I'm a big baby, so I'm not doing that. But, It was something from my youth, Joan. So, I mean, it would be no different than like, I mean, on a much different scale, but like if you fried up some mortadella, whoa, that'd be so good. So, this just tastes like summer. You know what, Anne? I will do my best. I need to write it down. So if I don't write it down, I'll forget. So I'm going to write this down. I will put it in the description of the video. So, hey, IT guy, can you hear me? If you can, text me. I know I'm on Do Not Disturb, but text me and just say cucumber sandwich, and I'll know what that means. So, I used to use Hellman's, Joan, but there was something about the Dukes. There's just all the other mayonnaises I've tried, except for homemade, have like a flavor to them, and Duke's doesn't really have that. So, you know what? Like I said, you make you happy. It's just when my brother gave me the recipe for the pimento cheese, he's like, you have to use Duke's because if you use Hellman's or Kraft, it's going to taste like garbage. And I tried it once. He was right. Tastes like garbage. So anyway. Ooh, cool. Oh, no, we're only at 2 minutes. So anyway. But that's truly the business for me, is that there are certain things you're raised with and they stick with you forever. And they're nostalgic. And like I said, Miracle Whip with that. But I use the Dukes in the cucumber, and I like that. My husband is a Miracle Whip person all the way. If somebody calls for mayonnaise, he'll try it, but then he'll probably go back and put some Miracle Whip on it. Because he'll tell you it doesn't. Oh, there you go. You know what, Brittany? I had grits as a kid one time, but it was in a welcome station in Florida. And I was like, oh, now I know why they call it grits, because it tastes like cream of wheat with sand in it. That's literally, it was terrible. And then, um, again, my brother had ordered shrimp and grits somewhere. And I'm like, how can you eat those? They're terrible. And he's like, they're wonderful. I was like, they taste like cream of wheat with sand. He's like, where did you have grits? And I told him, and he's like, no. I was like, don't you remember? Because we drove down to Florida with my dad. And he was like, oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, they were terrible. So, anyway, I tried his shrimp and grits, and I was like, these are the bomb, because they weren't gritty. I mean, they were so smooth, and they were cheesy on top of it. So I'm sorry, I have like a hair in my eye. So yeah, once I had those, it was the shrimp and grits was, then it was like, oh, that's so good. But again, it's one of those things. Certain things you make at home, and certain things you let other people make. Grits is one of those things. I will get them from somewhere that I know that they're good, kind of thing. So, and that's probably a function of, if you grew up eating them, you're probably a little more tolerant. So I don't know. I think, like I said, it's just those nostalgic things that we had as kids that other people can look at and go, ugh. And I remember, here's one. Um, oh gosh, I woke up not happy this morning. I had a full blown meltdown this morning. So y'all are lucky I'm here, to be honest. It was just rough. But anyway, um, well, Brittany, I hope we can make your day a little bit better today because I know what that feels like. So hang out with us and we'll pump you up. We'll make you feel better about yourself. And I hear that. I adored my grandma. I adored my grandmas. I really did. They've been gone a long time. Well, I'm a nana now, so I can be your nana if you want. Doesn't replace anybody, but I'll pump you up all you need. Oh, got a little extra celery seed right there. Anyway. Yep, grab a snack. Uh, I love that you learned to like grits in a place called the Flying Biscuit. That makes me laugh. Mm. And yeah, shrimp and grits is my favorite way that I've had to eat grits. So, but that is it's a very southern thing in the U.S. That and it came north with Cracker Barrel, but that's another place I can't eat very well. So, yes, we will try, Brittany. We will try to raise your spirits for you. So, if you're missing Grandma, what was Grandma's name? We'll play a little ode to her. All right, see how long we've been going at this. Oh, good. All right, now comes the fun part. If you're afraid of this, I learned to get over it. Not too bad. Oh, a chain. Interesting. All right. Hey, IT guy. Time for you to go to work. Okay, so he is going to help me by, he's going to start, yeah, sounds like peeling the eggs. As soon as I get them in the bowl, get them shocked. I'm going to eat that whole tomato today. That was so good. And I love an heirloom tomato. So, I have days like that myself, Brittany. We all do. Where we don't want to be nice anymore. Been nice long enough, right? But if that's not who you truly are, you'll regret it. Trust me. Learned that in my younger years. People would push me until I got to the point where I was just so angry, and then I lashed out, and then I realized that's not me. Not that they didn't deserve it, but that's just not who I am, and it's exhausting to be full of rage when you're not a rageful person. So, anyway. All right, so we've got, like I said, we had 15 eggs in here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remember to actually turn this thing off. Hooray for me. All right, got them all out of there. They're in here. Oh, you're going to do it right there? We got to rinse them. You're off camera. Nobody's going to see you. And then you can just put them right here on the plate. So, all right. This is, my husband and I split this up this way. So, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Guys, we made it to 500. We're halfway to 1,000. That's pretty cool. And I'm so grateful for those of you who've subscribed and you comment and you like my stuff. And we're going to start doing videos again, I promise. I think our next one, we're going to try to make gluten-free goldfish. So we'll see how that goes. But we have this kind of down to a science, and I use my food processor for mixing. So I am going to pull this guy out of here, get him out of our way. Ooh, ah. So, yep, it is. When you need stuff, it is hard. So, and it's hard to pull yourself out of a funk too. So that's why it's always good to have people around. I was talking about that with my husband today. We all need people. We all need them. I'm just going to move this over to where the camera can't see it, and it's not crowding out anything we're doing. So on my way back. Okay. The boy is taking entirely too long. So we're going to start this. Okay. So, oh yeah. People who crack and peel for you, it's a wonderful thing. So, oh, that's what he did. All right. I'm not gonna say anything too much because he went down to get a new roll of paper towels because we were out. So we're definitely gonna let that one slide. So that's something that we do. We tend to peel the eggs and then we wash them off because these little things show up. I don't want my eggs crunchy. I don't know about you, but and then see how we did with it. Haha, they're perfect. I love the Instant Pot for that. You don't have to check it. It just does the thing. Then, my bad because it isn't centered, but it's all cooked. The yellow's all cooked, and then just pop them in there. And I'll put these on a plate. They're still a little warm inside. Matter of fact, they're hot. Which, they're in ice water, so they usually, yow. But I'm going to grab a few so that while he's cracking some, I can crack some. I don't know if you'd want a chocolate sundae. Would you want a chocolate sundae? They're saying as a treat, yeah, as a thank you. He likes. He used to work at a Creamy Whip, and they had something similar to a Blizzard, but they made it. I forget. He's got a very special way that he likes it made, and they know how to make it there. And it's got like marshmallow and stuff in it, so that's always his treat. And it's right next to a store we go to a lot, a little neighborhood store where my husband grew up. And it started out as just a little tiny market, and then it became a butcher shop too, and then it became a catering place. And they also have this cool Creamy Whip or dairy bar, depending on where you're from. And then he worked there for a while. So, but yeah, the milkshake, that's kind of how like I said, it's kind of like a Blizzard, way thicker than a milkshake. You can pretty much turn it upside down like the Blizzard. But he likes like cookies and cream and marshmallow, I think, is if I remember correctly. So, but it is very good. It's just a lot of oh, hi Sam from the UK. Welcome in. We are making some deviled eggs and we've already made our cucumber sandwich, and which I just had for a snack. And I've got a tomato sandwich, half of it's still there. So, and my family is going to be very excited about this because not only are we making, um, deviled eggs, but we'll have extra, and that will become egg salad for my family, and they love it. So, the hazards of making them, I kind of cracked the egg there. Oh well. Um, it happens. Ooh, that one cracked right in half. Okay. It was the egg. It wasn't me. But that's okay. That'll go into the egg salad. Easy peasy, right? So, well, hello to you too, Revelation Rider. Thanks for coming in. I always write it up here just in case you guys don't know. Might not be really easy to see. I need to get thicker markers, but we're making deviled eggs. This is actually, I'm doing all picnic type food this week. Today is deviled eggs and sandwiches, and then tomorrow we're doing sides. We're doing baked beans. We're going to do a lentil salad. We're going to do, I'm missing one. Oh, a potato and green bean salad. That is so good. My family doesn't love it. They're not big on the salads, but I love it. It'll be my lunch for a few days, to be honest. So we'll be doing that. And then Wednesday, we're going to do a charcuterie tray because we're going to make some homemade summer sausage. And then okay. This is how I know I'm a cooking nerd, right? When they come out like that, and you know they're going to look really good when you put the filling on them, and I get such satisfaction out of that. So as long as this thing doesn't break, I'm going to be so excited. So that's my little cooking nerd thing. Because I'm going to be making another 24 of these on Friday for a picnic on Saturday. 1, 2, 3. When you get that one finished. Oh, no, not that one. Can I have the other two, though? I'll cut those open. All right. Okay. So, sorry, my legs have really been bothering me lately. So, I even have my compression socks on today. That will tell you how bad they're feeling. So, I haven't had this happen in months. I lost about 35 pounds last year. And ever since then, my legs have felt a lot better. And they're not feeling good this week. So, could be because we went from 70s to 90s. That could have something to do with it. But I figured I'd just throw on the compression socks. It usually makes them feel better. So, yikes, that one didn't come out very well. That is good to know, Sam. I'll try that at some point. Like I said, I'll be making a bunch of them on Friday. Maybe I'll give that a try on Friday. So, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. I need one more. If you got one. Nope. Okay. I'm waiting on the last one. As we call it, the last melon. Anybody watch, what's that from? Scrat. Ice Age. There we go. If you had seen what he just did, that's hilarious. Okay. Anyway, so I'm just going to take what I've got here and I am going to make some filling so you guys don't have to. Listen, we got a spring, Ruby. I'm not going to complain because we got a spring. So, um, so we say the last melon. Apparently, and my daughter-in-law was the one who told us this. Apparently, our family, we live on movie quotes, and some of them I completely understand that people look at us and they're like, "What?" But again, my apologies to the purists, but this is how I grew up. Miracle Whip goes in deviled eggs, and that I think that one's on my website, my deviled egg recipe. If it's not, I'll make sure that it's published uh, this week because I know it's in there. I just don't know if it's published. When I moved from one website to another, things got unpublished. So, and then a little bit of mustard. And then, okay, there's two ways we do this. If I'm making deviled eggs, I just use the juice. If I'm making the egg salad, I use the pickles and a little bit of juice. Yeah, I know. Sam, it's basically, it's sweeter than mayonnaise, but it's also tangier. So like there's more vinegar and then there's more sugar. So surprise, more sugar in the US. Look, we know who we are. Anyway, so I'm going to pour just a little bit of that juice in there. You know, it kills me to throw away pickle brine because there's so many uses for it, but it just kind of stacks up in my fridge, so we have to pour it out. And every time we do, I'm like, I could be using this for something. So I am going to. This was one of the things my father used to just hand smash everything with a fork. Took him again 3 hours. The man took. To make deviled eggs. So I'm definitely going to need more filling in there because that is not going to work. So I would have to use my smaller one. So Ruby's horrified. What do you mean? Look, I need some insides real quick. So whatever you got, I'll take. All right. Pop these guys in here real quick. And yes, I know through the magic of television on other shows, they already have theirs made. But the other thing is with me is that you see it from start to finish. So, and look, I'm not a snob about too much of a snob about deviled eggs. My best friend from high school, her mother-in-law, who was just a dear sweet lady, still is a dear sweet lady, but she made. She's German, and she made them with mayonnaise, and they were so good. I even have her recipe. It's just very different. Just got a little more. Like I said, it's more of it's super light. I couldn't believe how just often when you get them here, they're very mustardy. And while I put mustard in mine, that is not the getting to the end here. Oh, the fluff. Now see, when I make Rice Krispie treats, I use a little bit of fluff in there. By the way, if y'all make Rice Krispie treats, if you use just like a big, like just a teaspoon size, but you take a big scoop of it, like a heaping teaspoon of it, and you put that in with your Rice Krispie, with all your marshmallows, you will thank me because they don't get hard. They stay soft, which is lovely. So, all right, let's see how we're doing here. I don't have my taste tester. I don't know what I'm going to do. Mr. 513 is my official taste tester for this. And it can never be perfect on the first go around. I just give him a hard time about it. I'm like, really? Just once? Can't I have it be perfect? And he always says, it's close. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Need a little more Miracle Whip, I think. The consistency's not right yet. So. Oh, all right, you guys. He's getting there. So. The nice thing is we're not taking these anywhere, so they don't have to be beautiful. I'm wondering, Sam, if you could make fluff. I mean, you can make marshmallows. I wonder if you could make fluff. I don't wonder what's in it that makes it. I'll take that. That makes it like not quite as firm as a marshmallow. AZ. Oh, how hot are you? We were talking about the heat. Lord have mercy. She's from Arizona. Good afternoon, Donna. So I'm assuming you're well over 100 at this point. My husband and I were out there. He was there for most of the summer a couple years ago. And when you guys had your 100 days over 100 degrees, poor man was working outside. There's a reason. If you go to Arizona, the people who like trim the grass and all that stuff, they start at 6 a.m. And you figure it out very quickly why they do that. So I always made sure to get up and get my walk in before sunrise, or you weren't walking. It's brutal out there. Okay. This is the nice thing. You don't have to keep. We're not done. Okay. I would agree with Mr. 513 on this one. We need more of everything. So no way. You're only at 87. Of course you are. Wow. At 1 o'clock. That's amazing. Color me impressed. Hotter here. We're in the 90s. So, oh. So it's not like you're a stranger to heat if you're from Texas. But Northeast Texas, you get both. You get like the blistering heat and you get the cold, right? Because again, another job my husband was on was in Garland, Texas. And they had plenty of that good heat too. Working on a bakery in the middle of summer in Dallas, Texas. Or Garland. He flew into Dallas. So you'll find oh, that's funny. Yeah, hopefully they're saying it's going to settle down after this weekend, but that'll give us the good hot holiday weekend. So, how many more do you have? He's got just a few more. Some ice and humidity. There you go. Thank you, dear. You're awesome. You the best. Gracias. Now, see, I used to have my oldest, who has been out of the house for a very long time. His favorite thing was when I would break the whites because he doesn't like deviled eggs, but he likes the egg whites. I don't know where that kid came from, but man down. Hey, Smart aleck. Clapping because I dropped an eggshell. That's all right. When I'm done here, I'll split it in half and the dogs can eat it. They don't get many scraps every once in a while. So we'll get the rest of these in here. We will taste test it again. And then we'll start filling. And it doesn't take long. This is my favorite part because my father used to have a lot of issues with filling them. He would use a teaspoon and all that, and I use a decorator. And once I learned that, I used to hate making them. But then once I figured out this and the decorator, it was like, yeah, this isn't hard at all anymore. I'm going to add a little more Miracle Whip just to give it the right texture. I don't like it to shut off, so well, that's good. What, you want to try? Be nice. So, yeah, my dogs are wild, and they literally sit at my feet when I cook because I do drop things occasionally. So, but it's really hard when your dogs are literally, it's like somebody is literally rooting for you to fail. What do you think? More pickle juice? More Miracle Whip? Ah, if he would just talk, this would be so much easier. Okay. He's saying more Miracle Whip. So we're going to try that. We can't do much more because if we put much more in, the texture's not going to be right. It'll be too soft. So that's sometimes when I have to quit fiddling with it when I go, oh, if I do any more, I'm not going to be able to do it right. Okay. All right, smart aleck. That work? I'm probably going to add pickles for when we do the egg salad. But for the deviled eggs, I'm going to leave it like this because I think it's fine. I'm getting a look. So yeah, I got to be really careful. One of my dogs can't have too much protein, believe it or not. She's got a lot of allergies and it makes her mouth really gross. She gets like sores on her mouth if she gets too much protein. So you wouldn't think a street dog would be that fragile, but she is. All right, just so you're aware, I dropped the blade in there. Yeah. Well, once we get everything back together, we can make it work. So anyway, I did already fit my bag. This thing, that's true. We can both, I don't know if you can finger spell. I can. You can't finger spell? Okay. Yeah, they're right. If we learned sign language, that would help. So you roll it down. That's a secret that I learned. That was an important secret to learn so that you don't have a mess at the top of your bag. Because it will get on the sides. And I'm just going to go ahead and take it all out of there because then I can chop up my eggs and I'll add whatever I don't put into the deviled eggs. I will put right into a a bowl. So a sign for more zingy. Well, I could just teach you how to do a Z. People make up signs all the time. This is what I've learned about sign language. Like if you have a name, they'll make up a sign for you, just so that you could have like a cool name that's not just finger spelling. So, but the other thing I think that's important for a lot of people, and I know this because I've had friends become interpreters, and like they said, if you really want to understand, you've got to learn deaf culture as well, and there is a deaf culture. So, and it's different in every country because sign language is different in every country. So, anyway, if you've ever made these and you know how long it takes to fill them, I'm going to show you something that'll blow your mind. This baby right here, let's get rid of all the things that can hurt us. Like that. Put that aside. Put these things aside. Put that aside. All right. Watch this. This is so cool. When I learned this, I was so excited. All right, we're going to time it. Ready? I should probably keep talking. I always forget when I'm doing something where I usually concentrate pretty well. I forget to talk sometimes. Oops. But you know what? What's cool is the tip's making it all pretty. I don't really have to worry about it too much. I just have to kind of go in a circle. And it makes it pretty for me. Well, that one's going to look weird because it's smushed in there. But now, could you put chives on it? Yes. Could you put paprika on it? Yes. We tend to not do that. Again, my husband's family, very simple, very basic stuff. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? Those beautiful little ridges in there. Like I said, some people like to adorn them. We don't. And then I'm going to get myself a bowl here. Stay up there. Thank you. Should have gotten that out before, but I forgot. So, a couple different ways you can do this. You can just break them up. You can cut them up. I tend to cut them. So, they're so easy to make. Egg salad is one of the easiest things. And if you're just making egg salad, you don't even have to cut the eggs open. You can just cut the eggs when they're solid and mix everything in a bowl. I just did it this way because I was already making it that way. I got the taste right. And then I can just add the shells. And I will have a very happy family tonight. Dinner will be so easy because all they have to do is make toast. Because in our family, you got to eat your egg salad on toast. So, and I will probably join them. Although I'll probably just eat regular deviled eggs. You know, it's funny. Somebody said if somebody would ask you, "Can you eat three eggs in a day?" You'd be like, "Oh my gosh, no!" But then they're like, "Would you like a half a dozen deviled eggs?" And you're like, "Sure, no problem." So, oh, bye guys. Whoever had to go. I missed Joan leaving, I think. So, anyway. All right. So I just did kind of a rough chop on that. We're going to toss that in here. Oh, the dogs are going to have so much fun. And then I am going to grab one of the pickles. And I'm going to mince that up for in there. And, you know, one of the things I have found out, I'm I don't like spicy pickles, but I like pickles. Um, and man, there are people who absolutely hate sweet pickles. They have nothing good to say about them. I'm like, I don't mind them in certain things. They belong in certain places. Dill pickles belong in other places. You know, I like my tartar sauce to be on the more dill side. So, although my favorite tartar sauce is on the sweet side, so I don't know. Who knows? Just depends. Okay, now we're going to finish off by putting this back in here. Oh, nice. Bean and cheese burritos. Yum. And when somebody else is making them, even better, right? All right. Look at that. That came out so pretty. And I'm going to destroy it. Ah. Okay. I don't know if Sam is still around, but my son is making a cucumber sandwich. And he is putting potato chips on the cucumber sandwich. That would be like, I think that would be frowned upon. I don't know. I could be wrong. Sam, if you're still here, you have to let me know. But are we without Christy today? I haven't seen her. Did I miss her? All right, here. Let me show him. So yeah, here's his cucumber sandwich with not only potatoes, but Ruffles, cheddar, and sour cream. You need to smush that down, you know, for it to actually be. And I'm going to add, I was afraid there was too much white there, but there's not. So I'm going to add some more so that there's plenty of filling for the sandwiches for the family. And I don't know about you guys, but once egg salad is one of those things that more than the next day, done. So who cares about pretty? You know what? In my own house, I really don't. You know, we just do it. But that's what I would do for like when we take it on 4th of July. That's what I'll do. So anyway, so there you have it, guys. We made everything. I'm gonna sit down and make myself actually, I'm just gonna eat some deviled eggs and finish off my tomato sandwich and our cucumber sandwich, and I will do my best to get that cucumber sandwich recipe into the description. Tomorrow we're doing picnic sides, so don't forget that. And as always, I wish you guys a wonderful day. Remember to eat well and be well. And if you're having a bad day, I understand. I had a bad morning, but remember, it's just one bad day, and you have made it through all the other bad days that you've had. So if you need to, come back tomorrow and we'll lift you up again. So love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.